Hey, dude.
Hey, dude, what was that mic that you were telling us about again? The one that's like stupid good for like $300?
Yeah, sure, KSM 32. Those are great.
Okay, but where are you finding them that low, though? I'm only seeing them for like $500-$600.
Guitar Center almost always has a used one. Always.
I know, but trust me, I checked. It's not there.
Really? Hold on, I'm on their website right now. I'm gonna check real fast. KSM 30. Yeah, it's all new. Okay, so then I have any used ones. Okay, reverb? God, it's 500 and up. Hold on, wait, is this because I did that tier list video and I put the KSM 32 on God tier? Oh my God, I'm drunk on power. Okay, so I want to lift the curtain a little bit behind the studio gear economy. So I want to tell you everything I know about like the influencer hype and how I've been able to maintain a rotating inventory of pro level gear without going broke, and how it's prevented me from going broke a couple of times. So this is part story, part strategy, and might change the way that you think about gear. Let's dive into it. Allow me to introduce you to an amplifier made by Peavey in 1980 that was considered for years to just be a crappy bedroom practice amp. Solid state, nothing special. You can pick these things up used for about $30 all day, every day, until this video came out.
This thing is incredible. The logo is terrifying. It's shit. Like, It's all sharp. This is the best bass amp, guitar amp.
Now, I remember when that video came out because Guitar YouTube picked it up very shortly afterward, and Guitar YouTube did what Guitar YouTube does. So what happened to the price of these amps whenever those videos came out? Well, the people that are selling them just moved the decimal point over, right? Like, here, let's look together. I've got Reverb pulled up on my phone. I do see a Peavey Decade for $550 plus $50 shipping, so for $600, that amp could be yours. Another one for $400, which is about what I see these going for, and there's even a couple going for over $1,000, which is a little steep if you ask me, but best of luck to the sellers. Peavey even like jumped on board with this earlier this year. In January, they released the Peavey Decade 2 in partnership with Josh Homme. It's like his signature series Peavey Decade amp, which good for them. And they have the amp and the extension cabinet and the guitar pedal. So lots of different ways for you to spend money. And nothing wrong with that, by the way. I need to be clear. I'm not criticizing Peavey. I'm not even criticizing the people selling these amps or collecting these amps or whatever. But it's just something that we need to keep in mind. With gear, oftentimes the price that you're paying isn't necessarily a direct reflection of the quality of the sound that you're getting. It sometimes is just a direct reflection to how famous that piece of gear is. And if you know me, you know that I am nothing if not pragmatic. Like, I have no interest in being a collector. I don't want to run a museum of fancy gear. Like, I want to use the tools, right? Let me show you what I did this morning.
What are we doing?
Driving to King of Prussia to pick up a guitar amp. The question that I have for you is, how come you trust me so much when I'm like about to go and pick up some expensive piece of gear randomly the very next day? Oh man. All right, this is what I got today. I love that these amps have handles right on the top, implying that you just pick it up and just walk right away with it. That is insulting. So this is the amp that I purchased. This is the Mesa Express 550. Did you know this is actually the third time that I bought this exact model of amp before? Really, like, I've owned this 3 separate times. The first time that I bought it, it's because I found one on Craigslist for $350, which is crazy cheap for an all-tube head. It's nuts for a Mesa all-tube head. And I really liked the way that it sounded. Like, the clean channel was really special. Like, if you cranked it up just a little bit, you got just enough of that grit and like a little bit of tube warmth, but at the same time, it gives you all this jangle and sparkle on the top end. It's so nice. And because I paid so little for that amp, I ended up selling it a few months later to fund another purchase. And I kind of regretted selling it because I loved the clean sound on this amp so much. So a couple years later, I remember promising myself, if I see one for a really great deal again, I'll buy it again. And I did. I found one for a great deal. I used it for about a year, and then I ended up having to sell that one because I had to pay some bills. Which we need to talk about that part. This industry is feast or famine, and I cannot underline that enough. Like, I heard this statistic once, and it was there are fewer people that work in music production full-time than there are pro athletes. And I think that checks out, because years later, like, I don't know of a single professional that's been doing this for an extended period of time that hasn't either gone broke or almost gone broke at least twice. It's just kind of par for the course. I'm not saying this to be discouraging, by the way. I hope you know that. Like, the reason why I'm saying this is because if you do go down this path, just know that that can be an outcome of it. But this is also what helps to guide my gear purchasing decisions. I treat gear kind of like a little savings account, or kind of like an investment account might be a better way to think of it. But here are the rules that I have. When I find myself in times of great feasting, I will buy gear. I don't blow all my money on gear, but I will buy gear. And the rules are, I need to be able to use it. Of course, that's number one. Whenever possible, buy used, which 99.9% of the time, that's the case. And then I need to get it for a good enough price that if I ever have to sell it, I will at the very least get my money back, or even better, I can sell it for more than what I paid for it. And then that way, if I ever sell it, it's never really truly at a loss. I don't know, maybe I just tell myself that to feel better. But this is the best example that I've got. And this was a big score for me. So surfing on eBay one day, I just occasionally will type in like Neve, API, SSL, UREI, just to see what pops up, because I know the market, I know their prices. And I found a Neve 1073 SPX for $500. If you don't know, a Neve 1073 SPX goes for $1,700, $1,800 new. They sell used for around $1,500. And this dude's selling one for $500. I look at his account because, red flag, this has got to be a scam. But I look at his account and he's a garage sailor. And so I'm sure he found himself at some random estate sale and he was like, man, people love these old radios. And like was like, oh, well, anything that has the word Neve on it seems to sell well. Maybe I could get $500 out of it. And he had it buy it now at $500 or best offer. And there were 2 other offers that were sent or something like that. I just hit buy it now. I was like, no, we're not messing with this. So I bought it. I kept it for about 2 years. And I had to sell it because when my family moved from Texas to Maryland, that was kind of an expensive endeavor. I held on to it through that. And then it was that next Christmas and my daughter was 2 and like we just didn't have enough. And I knew that if I sold the Neve, I would have enough not only for, presents for Christmas, but also to pay a few bills. And I sold it for $1,500 and it only took a week to sell. That was a great Christmas. It was a great Christmas. Andrew from the future here, just wanting to offer a little bit of comedic relief there. So I'm literally working on the edit for this and I saw this t-shirt and it says, I'm not broke. I still have a 1073 I could sell. That hits so close to home, it's ridiculous. It's like the headlines from the Hard Times articles. Oh my God, it's so great. Okay, let's keep going. Listen, I know this strategy is not for everybody. The used gear market is a treacherous place. And I cannot overstate that enough. What you'll never deal with if you buy new? You'll never deal with fakes. You'll never deal with like that crazy ass on Facebook Market who's like trying to get you to meet up at 6 a.m. Another story for another time. You'll never deal with like people shipping stuff and it getting damaged in shipping or shipping stuff without the cables. Like all that, I understand. I get it. There is a ton of reasons to just buy new. So if you were in that position in life, stick with that position. I think it's probably more worthwhile. But for the rest of us that are just, slogging around the bowels of the industry, it's a strategy for staying afloat during tough months. And it's something that works pretty well. And so I want to be open and transparent about it. All right, if you got something out of this video, please consider subscribing, dropping a comment down below, hitting the like button. The reason why I got that amp was because I got so many comments asking if I would make more guitar recording related content. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna need a different amp for that. And I got one. So there's a lot of that's gonna be coming in soon. I'm also working with a couple irons in the fire on some other projects. So stick around for that so you don't miss any of it. I'll see you guys in the next one.